all good.
Monica Walker gets us started. The leads always get the honour of getting the ends underway. Sometimes you might underestimate where these stones end up, but it's quite important for the leads to get their stones in the right spots, especially maybe when trailing in a game.
Yeah, lead position is certainly definitely one of the hardest in the team, I would say. Stone positioning is critical to set up every end. You can go into every end with a different tactical view of what you're going to do, but it's up to the lead to put the stones where you want them.
Hard. Hard, go! Gotta finish, go, go, go. Waited too long. Okay. Knew it would come off. Yeah. Right around it?
Just a bit short there from Donna McEwen.
Even 90. You think it's going to move that much? Yeah, mine did. Mine broke. I like it. 6, 7.
And really your lead's performance dictates how you play the game.
5, 6. Line, Vic. 5. Vic. Mine's good.
And at this level, a few inches
Hard, Vic.
the wrong way can make a big difference.
Oh, hard. Hard. Keep going. Go, 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 go. Hard, hard, hard. Cool. It's been a long time since we've had lob status, but that side might be there.
Daniela Jentsch with a chance to score 2. Left China scoring 4 ends in a row and black in 5th. Coming back onto the ice. Maybe some wise words from Willie Cap, the coach, helping out, because this outturn hit is looking mighty good for Team Germany. Will hit and stick 2 points. And there you go. Back in the game already. That's how things can work in curling. You could be outplayed and give up a steal of 1 many ends in a row. You could score a 4 or 5. All of a sudden lead it. That's how it works. Still trailing by 2 though, Germany, so still a bit of work to do.
Yeah, honestly,
It's like the last time we played them.
But it's a different way of approaching the end now. Germany's had that last stone.
It is.
And now, because they've scored, they can go first, so they can dictate how the end starts. So that's where it's back to that lead position, so important.
4.
Well, we've seen USA struggle with the last stone. They haven't scored a multiple yet. Only singles, 3 singles so far, and that's the only points they have. All forced. Maybe stealing would be easier for them.
Yeah, that wasn't
Quite a few stones coming up short at this end.
That might make things a bit messy. Speaking of messy, there's quite a few rocks in the house here for Denmark, Russia as well.
If you just take this.
Skip Jensen for Denmark with the draw. Had that tough draw against 4 last time we checked in on them. Cut Russia down to 2.
Yep. Serve here.
This is a big, big sweep from Knudsen and Grönbeck. And that draw is just not going to get there. So that is a steal of 1, 2, 3, 2.
No, never, ever, ever.
6-2 game for Russia.
Have a pen, please. No. Touch it. That works. That's fine. They just didn't sweep it, Don. Yeah.
Guard,
Canada does have the
theirs.
best force efficiency in the field, meaning
I'm more worried about the one on the center line.
they
I'm way more
force
worried
their
about the one on
opponent
the
to
center
score
line.
one
I don't like this much.
almost always, 70%.
Like half?
Very high.
Very high
No,
percentage.
there wasn't.
The next
You
on the
like
list is Korea, Russia, and USA actually, all on 62%. Also pretty good, but 70.
Can I get a little left?
7 out of 10 times they
So
make
that's
sure.
good for the forcing. So when they have last stone advantage, are Canada still as strong at scoring multiples?
They're still pretty good, not the best in the field, but 48% on last stone. So
90.
half the time they have hammer, they score 2 or more.
Hard. Yep. Hard. Whoa.
USA also at 47%, so
9-2.
they usually score
Good.
2 or more around half the time with last stone. But of course, tougher when you play Canada, who's so good at forcing.
I like trying to make that double and roll. Yeah.
Good roll there from Vicky Persinger. USA lie 2.
Rolling Dawn's way. Yeah.
However, the red
How much do I have to hit?
Canada is
Rolling. We're not making the double.
pretty easy to tap up. But they could hit and roll one of the reds behind the corner guard.
That was big. So throw.
Yep. Whoa. Yep. Hard. Roll it, John. Gotta go. Oh no. Go. Okay.
This is setting up
That's teammate.
for a steal potentially. Those 2 stones on the center line at the top of the house with a slight stagger. And Canada actually pushing that yellow stone into the 4th. It's a pretty good shot stone to guard up for Alex Carlson, Team USA.
No ad though. Split center. All there. Just 3. Really curling. Like this.
Just going a bit further than they had hoped. They wanted that to be a short guard.
That means Canada could try and run this back, maybe shuffle things around.
Nose. Yeah, we'll get that one behind here.
So still looking a few stones ahead
Biggie
here.
just here.
Canada,
Okay.
they've got last stone. They want to score multiple. So looking at how they can get the reds behind that guard and at the same time clearing open the front.
looking to play the nose hit, so chance they leave a guard, but at least they'll get that stagger off.
Really close.
Remove one yellow, maybe push a redstone in behind cover. Two.
That's good.
Let's push that red in behind cover. Doesn't really move that top yellow very far, but that's a pretty good result.
Lost it.
Very uncomfortable as well. I mean, that leaves her to hit and roll. I like the half Christmas tree it.
Honestly, close to the same. Hair more.
Okay. This is going to run through the slide path a lot.
Top 8.
Korea, Scotland, tied game. 3 points
Easy,
each.
just 5. Room.
Also in the 7th end.
No.
One
Lots of room.
shot stone for
6.
Scotland in there.
방어 웨이트? 브리트에 붙여야 돼.
Is this just a draw for one for Kim Won-jung, or are they actually looking to
방어는 얼만데?
move it?
It's pretty well buried behind the guard, so it looks as though she's just drawing for one.
I think it misses, eh?
Oh, I think if I hit it like thinner.
Yeah.
Hit it thinner.
Try it. Just that we will leave them this, but
But at least Lando should be right here.
yeah, that's true. Try to dead nut it. Okay.
Yeah, I think so. Like quarter.
Sweeper seem
Yeah, you
happy
like
with
it?
the weight.
I like firm, yeah.
Yeah.
Just in case.
It's all
I
about
think
the
this
line.
should run. Do you like fair?
Yeah, I like right where I want to hit it.
So, well, you like a little bit of ice?
I know. I like that.
Almost looked like they were
It
playing
might miss
to
it,
tap
but
the
I think
yellow,
it's not
or
ours
maybe
right
they
there.
just
Yeah.
Just a fraction heavy, I think. She's
Yeah.
just drawing the button.
It'll run, so just don't jump
so
in unless
that
we
might
need to.
be a measure. I'll come back to that one.
Yeah.
So Canada having a look at all the angles here to see how best to open this up. Try and split some yellows out the house.
No, never. Okay. Okay.
Oh, that's not what was asked. Second miss for Caitlin Laws.
Well, I said she could probably count those kind of misses on one hand for the event, but now
That's probably
she's
easier.
having to put up 2 fingers just for this game.
And it's on exactly the same piece of ice.
Yeah.
Same line.
I mean, worst case, I mean, biting 8
Shocking.
balls to 1. Yeah, clip off and like stick, basically.
So can USA take advantage of that error?
So, what do you think?
They could really put the pressure onto Jennifer Jones.
Second draw.
After Jennifer's
looks pretty
raised the
tough
last
down
time, they'll be looking at these 2 reds on the left-hand side,
We can
thinking,
rub off of
what can she do with
our
them
own.
come the end of the end? But they can't guard everything.
The last draw you threw this way.
Yeah. Okay. Full 8 if we
So they're
can.
looking to come right into the 8-foot here. And that would help
Stay
block
close at the end. Yes.
the raise on that red on the right-hand side.
It's all there. All there. Easy.
Back 8.
Room.
9.
Room.
Leader up.
No.
Off the red.
No. Close for a rub.
Leader up.
Yep.
It does hang quite straight, that side of
pick
the
up the
centre
yellow.
line.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Okay, that's fine.
That's really nice.
She's got away with it, a pretty good result, splitting her own.
Nice lane ball, guys.
And I always have that.
It would be a steal of 1 for Scotland after the measure.
Stay here hot.
So
This is hot.
Anna Fleming's team up by 1, playing Kim Won-jung.
Try to net this run back if we can. Try to net this run back if we can. Just a nice firm.
Back is the call. Are they trying to run this on that Yellowstone next to Caitlin's foot or directly onto the shot stone?
They could actually catch that stone at Caitlin's foot quite thin and also go to the shot stone.
Not a lot of ice, but did see Laws stone run pretty straight here.
Close. No.
Not putting a really big weight at it.
Oh! Yes!
Indeed, trying the double there, Rona. Just got it a little too thick on
It's hard to make that, yeah.
that first yellow,
Yeah.
meaning she had to collapse this guard just
It's gonna be
a
pretty
fraction
stiff. I don't
thinner.
even mind if you end up back here. You're okay?
Yeah, yeah. I kind of think
Just spills over the top.
bigger if we do this.
We're gonna guess
Chance for USA.
I did
to
13.5 in
steal.
the last one, but I think you got to definitely more than that.
I don't think
Always,
so. They'll be far enough.
Fight 8.
Gymnastic display.
always very animated line calls by Jennifer Jones. Always gets a bit of a chuckle when
piece
it's
of the 8.
replayed on the
Back eight's not
Jumbotron
even
here.
the end of the world.
Memorial Gardens. That's a nice hat.
How much slower do you
That's a
think?
really nice hat. I want one of them.
Yeah.
I'm almost guessing close to what you just threw.
Yeah. That was like back 8.
Maybe protective gear.
Protective.
Oh,
Top 8,
be
guys.
rock
Fall
hard,
on the
wouldn't
ice.
it? Curling on my mind.
Ah, that's a good one, Xander. Like that.
I guess that's what that means.
Line's
Light.
good.
Rock solid.
Line's good.
Really fresh. Yeah.
Line's good. Easy. Line's
So,
good.
Jamie
Easy.
Sinclair going to bring another one right round here.
Vic.
Stay close. 7. All
Whoa,
there.
whoa, 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 Vic.
Stay close. Line's good.
Vic.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Learned a lesson the last time by putting up the guard and leaving a raise for Jennifer Jones. So now they lie two.
Right in
Is
the
it
middle.
not
Okay, you
almost
got
the
it.
same shot for Jones?
It is. Catch that yellow. Pretty thin to go over. I thought they might have tried to take that yellow back so it was more level with the other yellow.
Yeah. They didn't.
But then they could nose it back. So I suppose it's one of these ones at 6.5 a dozen. What shot you want to leave?
Should draw that to the tee line even further. Well, you don't mind seeing Jennifer Jones having another crack at this, of course. Yeah, a little too high here, running straight past. That's a steal of 2. That's why it's a little extra tough to play this one. You'd love to make it, but calling this line, you're going to have to be quite aggressive to get it perfect. You'll be playing with the steal of 2. This is maybe a little tight for line. Just gets the 1. Still a good effort by Jennifer Jones, but it will be a steal of 1-4. USA, this means we have a tied game after 7 ends of play.
Thanks for helping. There was lots of rocks.
Still some action left.
Get in. Good call.
That was very scary.
crowds have certainly gotten what they came for. So far, anyway. I'm sure most of the fans in here will be hoping for Canada to win, but at least we're getting a close game here. Not all the games Canada's played so far this week have been that close. USA certainly giving them a run for their money. Canada undefeated through 11 games. USA could very well be the first team to take them down. Canada doesn't really have too much to play for other than to win, keep the momentum going, have a good feeling coming into the playoffs, but also maybe be the second team ever to go undefeated throughout the World Hurling Championship on the women's side. The first time that ever happened was, in fact, last season. Rachel Homan.
Yeah, she just did a round robin of 11 games, because there was 12 teams. So she won 11 and then her 2 playoffs, so 13 straight games. And Jennifer Jones is on 11 straight wins here, so 24 straight wins for Team Canada at a Women's World Championship. That is pretty good going.
It is the longest record
2.5
for a national team.
Hard.
World Championship.
Hard. Yep. Good.
Yeah, you wonder when that's going to end.
It could be tonight.
Could very well be. Let's take a look at
I feel it. I get it though. Like
China. They're playing Germany up by 2, but now facing quite a few German stones in there. I think there's 3 counters for Germany. This is a big sweep early on.
Make sure you're here, Line's great room. Running like it's here, Jill. The cat bounce.
All working this one, but no, it's not going to be there.
Wow.
Heavy.
She's struggled with draws,
Okay.
Yang Yilun, this competition. That is now a steal of 3 for Germany. What a turnaround. 5-4 from 0-4 to 5-4.
And a must-win game for China if they want to progress. Unfortunately, Germany are not able to go any further in the competition in their win-loss record. But they can put an end to China here.
Yeah. Oh, easy. Whoa. Whoa. Solid half. Come on. Hard all the way. Hard.
So we said Canada's on quite the win streak at this championship. But they haven't really dominated the women's field in recent years. Apart from the dominant win of Rachel Homan last season, the last gold medal before that was in fact Jennifer Jones in 2008. Quite a few years without Canadian gold.
Yep. Whoa. Yeah.
Actually, Switzerland were looking pretty strong with 3 straight titles before last season. Even 4 and 5 years for Switzerland, with Scotland picking up a gold in there. So I'm sure Canada is quite happy to maybe take over the throne again in women's curling.
Oh, easy. Oh, 10, 9, 8. Clean. No.
Yeah, Canada would have been disappointed with their recent Olympic Games results not to be on the podium. So they would like to be dominating the world ladies again.
Which way do you like it?
2 counters for Denmark in the 4-foot. This seems to be a draw for 3 for Angelina Jensen. We'll come back on the cards maybe for Denmark playing Team Russia. Trying to drag it there. Big sweep again.
Roll it.
Knudsen and Grönbeck with a nice sweep indeed. Gets it to the button for 3. Wow. It's game on. Team Denmark. They're enjoying themselves.
Yeah, they were doing the Mexican wave with the crowd at the break at the last end, so obviously they're relaxing, they're enjoying themselves, having fun and playing well.
Speaking of, Joe Officer did a nice tidy work for Canada.
Yeah, nice double take out.
Is that really enough?
Get rid of all USA counters.
Out turn? Okay. Trust it. Okay. They must be more next to each other.
So these corner guards could benefit Canada. USA just think, let's just remove it. I'll move them both.
Quite often feel like Alex Carlson has a wee smile coming out the hack. Well, no smiles for this one. End result, a bit of a disaster for USA. So they're having a bit of a chuckle there before coming out.
I think it's.
I know I could never throw a curling stone if I was
in the middle. I'd say I could
laughing.
probably throw a 4.5. Yeah. Okay. I think it's
Always focus.
always threw me off. And no smiles now with that mistake.
Both thirds this evening having complete misses. Very uncharacteristic.
Carson did tickle her stone here, ever so slightly.
She tickled it, but didn't do much more.
But you would say it's slightly better than Caitlin Law's attempt in the previous set.
Well, not really, because it still didn't do anything. It's now allowed Canada to draw right round here and set up a 2.
Perfect, Caitlin.
Yep, that's certainly playing into the hands of Canada, and Caitlin Laws now making a very nice draw, trying to capitalize on that mistake by Carlson. You hate to play around a corner guard without last stone, when you say pretty much forced to do it here, looking for the corner freeze. What makes this so much harder around the corner guard is you can't freeze on the nose of a stone. You're having to put it perfectly on the corner to get shot stone, but this one nowhere close, over curling, catching that guard.
Or we go here.
2 poor stones there from Alex Carlson.
Just kind of.
So I had here, do you like?
This is now a great chance for Canada to come around again and set up a 3.
I think I did for sure a couple feet left.
Well, they've scored a 3 already, the second. Not the most traditional score 3 we've ever seen, but certainly spectacular.
Yeah, as a skip, we'd rather just draw for 3, not play an angled and raise through a port. Can they get this one past though? Oh.
Just feathers the guard, but still curls around it.
Oh, that was so unlucky.
It's not bad.
Good throw, Caitlin.
I didn't think that offered finishes,
Just feathers.
I had a 14.6. I had you there.
The faintest of touches.
Where I was.
Yellowstone.
It just glided
I'm just
off
throwing back
it.
4, eh?
But still,
I think you have to touch
it's
more.
at least half grade.
It is, but it does give USA a better chance now, when she can see part of it.
So you play the hit here and try and
So try to get to nose a
limit the damage or to freeze.
No, I think if she
Tap it
freezes
like 2
dead on
feet,
top of
not
that,
even.
it will be second shot.
Hair stiff, it seems like.
She could even freeze on slightly to the right hand side, make it difficult for Canada to remove it.
Yeah. Little tap, get to nose.
afford to tap this. Sweeper's working it really hard. Going to try and tap back. Oh!
Ends up tapping it. No freeze, but might have left that in a tricky spot for Jennifer Jones.
Both of these teams flirting with the guard.
Yeah.
Oh, she just glides off it as well.
Did it touch?
So it's Canada line 1. Oh, pretty high stats for the skips
I
today.
think they're still shot. They're still shot.
86 for Jennifer Jones and 88 for Jamie Sinclair. Do you think Jennifer Jones got 5 out of 4 for her angled raise? Would you, as a statistician, can't say the word, would you have given her 5 out of 4 for that one?
I'm not sure if they still use it, do
Just
they?
tap.
It's quite rare anyway. I would
For
though.
an exceptional
I
shot.
would though, but mathematically 125% doesn't really exist. But it is Jones to come after this yellow. We'll have to flirt with that guard again. It's actually too thin. You just run it onto your own red. Oh, hanging on that center line. Is there a little extra weight on this one? Does catch a little bit thin. Rubs off the red. Will be able to spill that yellow far enough to lie 3.
Yep, that woke the crowd up. Just hung a bit straighter at the end. Just rubbed off the red.
Yeah, I like that.
Lies 3.
Through there. We got yeah, over here. Okay. Right, same weight, good.
Oh, she says that was close.
Yeah.
She played a nice tap back weight though, it wasn't too big a weight.
Just lock it on the back. Close to the same weight, eh? It's a bit more ice.
Now USA have a dead freeze on the Canadian
go at
stone
the
back
end.
of the 4 foot. Can freeze right on top.
Right to nose, guys.
This is a must-make shot. Canada have got last stone advantage.
Line's
Bigger
nice.
head. Just stay close. We don't want to lose it.
Do it. Line's good. Line's good. Line's good. Line's good. Vicky, if any.
Liking the line, obviously. The sweepers, though, not really touching this one. Hoping for this to settle down. Will it in the end? It will have all bounce.
Nice shot,
Does
guys.
it over curl?
How much of it can Jennifer Jones see?
I'm starting to wonder if it might have been better to sweep that and kept the angle a little bit. Because over curling there makes it a little bit easier to nudge that
Do
stone
I have any? Just a little Tuesday. I think that same weight.
out to the 8 foot. Well, certainly some concerned American fans now. You could see it if
So that was
Yellowstone
almost
curls a bit
southbound.
less.
Yeah.
Maybe
So I think
sweat
that
that
same
for
weight.
line, tap the redstone a bit to the left instead. You'd act like a catcher, of course, sweeping though, increasing the weight would have tapped it farther. Hard to know what to do. In the end, kept watching the stone, hoping for it to stop. It doesn't really stop in time. Leaves a chance for Jennifer Jones to score big once again.
It's down the same line as our last one. It's going to have to curl though.
So big on weight, says McEwen. Will it finish in time to get to this yellow stone? Just enough to tap it out. It's another three for Team Canada. Looking a little bit scary coming down. Sweepers just having to slide and watch. But 3 points is good.
Jennifer's husband and daughter like that one.
Throw it too light.
No, yeah. But you had options with that kind of.
Well, 7-4
So let's go in and then
after
just
8
rip
ends.
away.
I'm giving you. I think as long as we're not out wide, that speed's totally fine. Yeah. Right. Yeah, as long as it's not out wide, that speed's great. But I think if you throw 4... Just err on the side of a little more. Yeah, just... It's a hard room. It's better ice, so... Yeah, we're good.
Tiny speed wobble for Dawn McEwen coming out the hack. I'm sure she'll be able to recover though. A 3-point lead for Canada.
No, it needs to come down.
I know, I'm just staying with it.
No! Just top 4. Just top 4. Good, Dawn.
The straw does in fact settle down in the forfeit.
5? 3.5. Oh, 13 back. I was like, what?
As we see China playing Germany.
Okay, 2.5.
Yep.
There's an open hit for 2. Was in the lead 4-0. Gave up a 2 and then a steal of 3, but now a chance to bounce back from that. Chinese, nice hit. You see the second point in the far end there. 2 for China, 6-5 lead after 8 ends of play.
1.5. 2.
Also Korea playing Scotland. Looks to be a Scottish counter in there. Shot stone. Kim An-jung drawing against it for the single point to tie this game here. Sun Young and Youngmi on the sweep. Trying to drag this to the forfeit, but this one pulling up short. Didn't seem too panicked, but at the end, that doesn't get there. Scotland up 5-3. Also Denmark playing Russia. Seems to be an open hit for Victoria Moiseva to score 2 points here. Take a nice 3-point lead on Denmark. Sweeping this to try and hold the line. It is good though. It will be 8-5 with 2 ends remaining. Should be able to close that game out, but we've seen Russia give up leads before in this competition.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, it is long.
Quarter. Whatever. Or
Russia
this
also
one.
through
I think we give it a go.
to one of the quarterfinals.
Let's give it a go. How much? How much? Quarter.
Corner guard's up for USA, but the free guard zone is also up, meaning Jill Officer has a chance to start peeling.
Hard, never off. Really hard.
Hoping to maybe get both
Real
of them,
hard for the peel.
but this one maybe over curling.
Okay. Okay. Whoa.
That's
okay.
a mistake by Jill
Okay,
Officer. Hit that a lot thicker than planned.
I don't think we hit for a
He's
while.
a center guard.
I think we can jostle him. Intern at me if I drop here.
I think it hits easier with
Changes the
I like bouncing him
approach
to
a little
keep
bit
us
for
with some
USA.
backing for
Wasn't
freezes
expecting
later.
that.
I like that.
I like that, yeah.
Yeah. On the nose, the front one. Yeah. Me too. Yep. Easy. Yep.
Vicky Persinger
Yep.
looking to tap these red stones around a little bit.
Whoa. Off.
Easy.
No real need to remove them from play.
Good.
Just hoping to curl a bit more and maybe split the reds a little bit. So does at least move one to the back.
Yeah. Still feel, yeah.
Trying to keep those red stones around as catchers.
I mean, I don't mind the dump.
More stones in play,
Try
the
to
better
run
for
that
USA.
in.
But preferably
I
wanting
actually
some
prefer
stones
this double peel. It might come in anyway.
in the back
Half
half of the
rock.
house. Things to freeze on to. Catchers for their shot stones. Just making it a little more difficult for Canada. Now Jill Officer looking to peel that stone.
Yep.
She left.
Hard.
Maybe try and slash it onto the corner.
Hard.
Get the double this time. 1, 2.
Hard done.
Ends up spinning that one
Sorry, Julie. My bad.
onto the rings.
Would make the race a lot easier if we get a chance to
I
go
get
for
lead.
that.
Down already. 9. Line's good. 9. 5, 4. We're a guard.
That is disgusting.
Make that go.
Okay.
I don't really want to leave the shooter here. I'd rather roll in.
Okay.
Or nose it. Firm.
Okay. Got it, right on it.
So just going to raise the red onto the yellow.
No, I can't that again. No.
That's firm.
No.
Never.
Roll it out.
Roll it out.
Isn't that
Okay.
the same spot again for Caitlin
Yes.
Laws?
Correct.
Under curling.
This side's a little nicer. Yeah.
Now is it the spot
Coming
itself,
through the middle
or
here.
is
This
it just the
will run
out-turn
for a
throw for
while.
Caitlin Laws, or maybe a combination?
Like pretty hard, you mean? Yes. Yeah, I think it's
I don't
13.5.
know. The ice is slightly straighter on that side, but they know that and they've seen that. So it's maybe just in a release that's
like
edging
that.
it out slightly, and
Wait if you can.
there's
Get
no
under
recovery.
curl.
Top 8.
7, 8. We're back
A how do you fix that? Do you take less ice, or do you just try and...
Well, if it's the player's release and they consistently do that, you can give less ice. Or the player just needs to make sure they have a cleaner release. But sometimes it's hard for a player to change the release mid-game. You know, if it is something consistently the player does, it's easier for the skip to
In the
adjust
ring,
the
go
ice.
take it.
Does it ever happen that a player might start to do something they normally don't do?
Maybe, but that's where the communication between the player and the skip. If they ask, did I throw that out? Did I release that okay? And then that communication, they can work out whether it was just the ice they gave or the release. So this one's slightly wider out with the same hand.
Really gotta go. Gotta go.
Certainly not wide on this one.
Yeah, maybe coming all wider, finding a bit more curl, but this time perhaps overcorrecting a little bit, throwing it a tad softer. Caitlin was having undercurled. Quite a few out-turn hits. Combination of the two. Use this stone overcurling. You could hear Jones calling off the sweepers at the very end to maybe make the double, but it was too late. Caught it too thick. Another heavy draw from USA here. Alex Carlson came to the back well on the first one.
Okay, good.
Actually, in the end, not so heavy. Just didn't find the line.
I think we want to do that. I think if we go under, the problem is then I'm freezing. I think we want to roll open and just give it a shoot. Should I get 10? Do I have half?
No more than that.
Okay, oh, okay. 10, solid 10.
Okay, then.
Freeze tap.
Even if we just dead nut it,
Yeah.
it's not the end of the world, so.
Okay.
Good. Hard, 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 hard.
Hard! Hard! Oh!
You seem quite happy with this.
Yeah,
Past the guard. And a perfect double. Oh, USA fan, not very happy here.
He is getting some abuse tonight.
Yeah, is that going to react?
It's tough to be
Okay.
openly USA fan in this building. A lot of people cheering against you. Another applause as it's announced that the home hockey team, North Bay Battalions, have won their away game.
Feel like a 10?
This arena is where they normally play. So they're forced to be on tour.
Hockey players will not be very happy because all the curlers have taken over their venue this week.
No. Lots of room. 9-5. No.
And it's been a great
Lots of
venue
room at the back.
for a
Anything
World
more?
Championship.
Yep, go, yep.
Hoping to make the roll. Jamie Sinclair, New Zealand Open, as we see Dana Skip, Angelina Jensen with a draw. Once again, trailing by 3, playing Russia. Lost their fourth player, Mette Denegar.
We get the roll good. It really just make it go. I'm not going to play.
Before coming to the World Championship, Angelina Jensen having to step up and throw the fourth stones. Done very well this one, this stone, this throw in particular, just coming up a bit short. Is it a steal of 2? We'll have a look.
Hvad var spænden? Det kom bare et andet spor. Var den ikke længere ude, og så faldt den mere?
Nej.
Nå, så ja.
Я, конечно,
Hvor mange har de fået indtil videre?
I think that's a measure, and we'll come back to that. Definitely one for Russia. As we see Jennifer Jones
No, sorry.
looking for the hit on this yellow.
That was right.
Ends up nosing it. Maybe hoping to roll there and force the draw for Jamie Sinclair, seeing how she's played this hit already. That was the first throw.
I think same weight here, guys.
Shouldn't be a problem to just throw the very same shots. Down the same line, same ice, same weight, same everything.
Sounds easy, just the same again.
No, I think you'd have to throw like an 11.
Maybe one of the
if you went out wide.
most important
25
things
feet.
for a curling player, though, to be able to be consistent and throwing. A slide might not always look as fantastic, but if you can just make sure you do the same thing every time, that's really a key.
Skill-based sport, it's really important to have that consistent release, consistent slide.
See if this curls enough for Jamie Sinclair. Indeed it does. Hangs around the top of the forefoot. A point for USA. They're hoping for more, but it keeps them in the game. 7-5 after 9 ends of play. We got one more coming up.
So keep it burned down on everything.
You're watching live coverage from North Bay Memorial Gardens. It's USA playing Canada in the last session of the round robin. They're getting very close to the playoff games. USA and Canada both through. Canada ranked 1 undefeated so far, looking pretty strong in this game as well. But the rank 1 means Canada will have a bye to one of those 2 semi-finals. Sweden will be in the other, being ranked number 2. USA will be playing in one of 2 quarterfinals. Which one? Not sure. Not quite sure about that yet, but they'll have a chance for gold either way. First up is trying to steal 2 points on Canada here to push this game into the extra end. Throws along, centre guard. Don McEwen looking to take control of the forefoot with a nice draw as we see a final score. The first one this evening. Russia will win against Denmark 10-5. And as always, the fans here in North Bay, very good to applaud the teams as they walk off the ice.
Standing all the way down there.
Win or lose.
They're just watching. It's 10. Tight. Yep.
Looking for the tight centre guard here, just to leave as much separation as possible.
Late stone placement coming into the 4 here.
Line's good.
Don't want to leave a double, especially when it's Jill Officer that's going to be coming to pull guards. She's the master of it.
It's all there. 4. Alex, if any. 4. And 15. We're gonna be in, so you might as well.
Freeze it, something.
Alex.
And that one just slips into the rings. Just take a look at China, Germany.
How much do you have?
A must-win game for China to progress.
A quarter? An inch?
Germany with last stone at the 9th end.
Well, if you just feather the guard,
Hitting
it's not the end
against
of the
2
world.
Chinese counters.
Yeah. I'd like to kill it. Solid hack. I think you can play here. That guard's not
And she
played.
makes it. Perfect hit,
I
nose
think you
hit.
want here, actually, Don.
So that game, 6
think
all
Pat, he
after
knows
9
that.
ends. China going to the 10th end with last stone. And Korea, Scotland. Scotland lying 3. Currently winning by 5-3.
Yes, whoa, yes, gotta go. Hard.
Korea have to navigate a few guards to get in here.
You gotta go. Go.
Wait in line, critical here. She has some backing, makes that perfectly. So a score of 1 to Korea. Scotland lead 5-4 going into the 10th end with the hammer.
They're going to peel the center guard on the next 3.
So yes, they need to
Line's good.
steal a 2 here. They need as much cover
2,
as they can get out
2.5.
front as
On, Benny.
possible.
I think we're at 3.
On.
3.
On. Easy.
We're all
3.
there. We're almost to it.
Just got to get the inside of it. Inside. Go, go, go. Yep. Good.
There you can see coaches sitting behind the sheet. All very
Yes.
tense at the moment.
Hard. Whoa. Had a girl. Real good.
Nice double by Jill Officer.
Similar weight.
One thing is to steal 1 point. To steal 2. It's pretty difficult, at least when playing Canada.
Yeah, especially when Jill Officer's peeling guards against you.
Line's good.
Very difficult to get a set up to steal 2.
Easy. Come on.
We're at 3.
Canada has given up 9 stolen ends
Easy.
4.
so far through the competition.
Line's good. If you can,
really tight,
Mon.
really tight. Yep.
Pretty good in
Yep.
13
All the way,
games.
all the way. Yep.
Sorry, 12
Very
games.
sweet.
13 team round robin.
Well, that's through 11 games
Good for you.
before
Before
this
this.
evening games, of course. Here we see Sweden. It's Anna Hasselborg and Jenny Wåhlin, the alternate on the left. They look on as they've concluded their round robin. They've played their 12 games.
Gotta go,
Rank
gotta
number
go,
2,
go,
looking
go,
to
go.
see who they'll end up
Keep going, keep going,
playing.
keep going. Okay, good.
Of course, we won't know that today even. The quarterfinals will have to be played first.
I think if we do that, she just peels again.
Yeah, and then he's
USA have stolen 13 ends.
I know. I think I like the
Competitions,
freeze.
Or she might just
Not too bad,
block
that's-
that too. But then we come around.
Right.
I believe
I like the freeze.
fifth most.
Yeah, I don't mind it. Time.
13 teams.
The only thing is, if we do this, she's got the run triple.
Right.
She's definitely playing it. If we play this, at least.
Do you like delaying one more center? I feel like we're running out of rocks then. We need two.
I don't hate it. I'm just saying, if we do this, like if it's not perfect, she blasts it, then we come around.
Timeout for
You can even come around
USA.
like
Scott Baird
back, and that makes it triple harder.
make his way down.
Yeah. Well, and
That's fine.
which is fine, and then we can go here again.
What are you thinking? Trying to figure out how to get our rocks to stay.
Can we delay it for a little bit and throw a couple of high guards?
Yeah. We can throw one high guard.
So maybe one, and then, you know, if you hit and roll in, and then she's probably peeling that one, or we just replace some guards. But
Okay, guard, peel. What do we do on Alex's second?
We have to come in. No.
I don't think so.
Do one more
Okay,
guard.
another guard on Alex, peel. What do I do on my
think we have
first?
to go in on
Hit
these.
and roll.
You can hit and roll to the middle.
You roll the middle, and then you.
And then she
throw a guard.
peels. She probably has to run this.
She'll
guard.
run
I
it.
think
And
if
then you
you hit and
replace
roll,
it to the
She'll run it.
I think
top
if you hit and roll,
12.
she'll
They
freeze.
can make a good shot.
Not on her first.
Just make a couple nice long guards.
Okay, all right.
Just once.
Cookie. What do we want this to? One. Yeah. I think a 20 I can get away with. Foot center.
So timeout over.
Line's
Call
good.
made.
Got room. Room is
Split
plenty.
center.
Room.
Looks
Throwing
old there,
another
guys.
guard here.
Just one. Easy. Lots of room. Just a one.
Easy. Little finish if you can.
Try two.
Yep. Hard. Good.
Especially at this point in the game. You can get off.
Tied
the
game.
and-
6-6 China, Germany.
One.
Yang Yilun with a chance to pick up a win here.
No, just the one. Just the one. Yeah.
There's the hit. Looking for this to curl. Does get there in the end, and there's a counter in the top of the house for one. 7-6 win for Team China. They beat Germany. That means there's only one other game still ongoing. Koreans playing Scotland
Good.
along with our game. Well, the way things are shaping up, it looks to me that USA could very well end up being ranked 6 if they lose to Canada. As we go live over to Korea, Scotland. Scotland with the 1-point lead. They're looking to making those hits. For the single points. kind of figured maybe a draw would be safer. There's a slight chance you could overcurl here. Take out your back stone, roll out, and leave a steal of 2. And it's a big sweep.
Sweepers are working this really hard.
Where is this ending up? It's overcurling big time. She'll be lucky to overcurl enough to not make that split. It is a steal of 1 for Korea, so that game will head to an extra end. Very poor attempt by Hannah Fleming. Well.
So she's trying to roll, so I'll try to run. Yeah.
But either way, if Korea or Scotland wins, looks like USA might be ranked 6th with a loss to Canada here.
Yeah.
So they would play
Roll the
the
center.
third-ranked team.
Which is Korea. Either way, what happens here tonight?
And then
We're guessing
fourth
a
and
hair's
fifth
stiff.
would be
Yeah, still good though.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Right.
Looking like Russia, Czech Republic.
and Canada and Sweden wait on the sidelines
Yep.
for the winners of those games.
I'll always let the umpires make the
Yes.
official announcements, but that is what it looks like to me.
But you're the fountain of knowledge, Xander. You know these things.
It's so easy to get caught up in the moment, Rona. A lot of things can happen in this last round robin session.
Sorry, guys.
As we see Jamie Sinclair over curl and rolls out. Really needed to sit there to have a chance. You make that roll, you sit 2 buried.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I picked it.
Hannah Hasselberg got her hood up. She must be
I think
feeling it
that's the
chilly. Oh, having some Doritos. Sustenance for tomorrow's game.
They had a nice
Getting really flat in front of the hack, eh?
session in
just
the
me?
patch,
It might be for sure.
Okay.
where all the fans go to unwind after watching some curling.
This
They were
one's
up on
nice.
stage taking questions from the host, but also the fans in there. Just before game starts this evening.
Hard.
Just for all the fans to get to know them a bit better. Quite a few teams end up on that stage. As we see a slight mistake from Jennifer Jones, but
Crowd
most
really wanted
importantly
me to
does
make that
open
run
that
back.
yellow.
I have a wide open vision.
She can laugh.
She's like, I think they all thought.
Yeah.
She'll most likely have an
Caitlin.
open head for the win.
But I
I think you try.
I don't think we
You gotta be shot over her
Maybe
shooter,
Chrissy Street.
so she tries a double.
Then she's got to hit something and she takes it.
I don't know.
You know this path.
I think they're
So
just too far
hard to
apart.
place
man.
this in a
You could try it though. She's
spot
having
that's
as
going to be
wasn't so
difficult
bad
for
here.
Canada to remove one of them.
much as we'll get.
I mean,
Earlier. There, she just blasts that one anywhere.
all right, let's try up there.
Try it.
Yeah, 2-point lead. Jennifer Jones on Team Canada only need to remove
Yeah.
1 yellow on their next shot. So wherever you go, Yellowstone, you can see in the back there will be open. There's no way you can split that to get both yellows
Stop
buried.
center.
Okay, it's the same speed
Top
as
12.
it was when you threw here.
So
Okay.
the thought here is to try and leave a bit of a stagger. Try and cross this yellow, leave it top 12, edge to edge with the guard and the Yellowstone. At least then there's a tiny chance to force an error. Just if Canada's looking to hit this stone thrown by Sinclair, ends up being a little wide maybe, and having to call on the sweepers to get the back one, but then just feathering off
Yep, man, yep,
the stone thrown.
yep.
Well, it's a very low chance of that happening, and even less so with the stone not ending up in that desired spot. It's last stone for Canada, but didn't we see
She's not allowed to go back and
Kate
forth.
Won Jong of Korea hog the stone for the win?
They did. her last stone against Switzerland. Draw the forefoot. And she hogged it. Hog line violation. Red lights flashing.
Just a bit more.
We don't want to see that just now.
I think it should just run straight the whole way, don't you?
Well, the last thing I want to see is a pick-up, some debris,
It's not going to get the center line.
taking a stone out, of course, but a hog line violation, that is a player mistake.
Absolutely. Jennifer Jones is experienced enough to know.
Yep.
Let it go before that hog line.
Green lights, and this stone is on course, just keeping the brooms down, and even will make the double for good measure. Another point for Canada and a win. Undefeated throughout the round robin. Quite an incredible run of games, an incredible run of wins. They haven't been necessarily outstanding in every single game, but somehow they just managed to win time and time again. And they could be heading for an undefeated run towards that gold medal, just like Rachel Homan last year, which would be 2 in a row for Canada. It's only happened the once last season since the World Women's Curling Championship started in '79.